Monday, October 11th. And I'm just going to grab the link and tweet it out over here. So let me share that with everybody so we can share and go over what is going on in the market right now. Market is moving up. Hey, the banks are closed today. Does that mean that the market is closed? No. Banks in Canada and the US. It is Canadian Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to all those Canadians out there. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I'm going to be quick. Why? Because I'm going to go and prepare Thanksgiving dinner for our family for today. So now, let's see, let me just get this out here. And let me take this off. I don't need Ripple there, Ripple Ledger. Let me grab the link. Too many tabs open up here. And why did it? I don't want XRPL. I just want that. Okay, there we go. And I can see we've got a bunch watching. So let's get it up live so I can see you guys. All right, and let's pull up the market. So today we did have a big surge to the upside. Looked like this was ready to potentially break out, move up higher. A bit of an inverted head and shoulders. If we can break 445, we'll be heading up to 460. So where we end up the end of day is going to play a role. That we definitely need to keep an eye on that. Apple today definitely had big moves to the upside. I think I've got my fibs on here. Yeah, let's take those off. Let's delete that really quickly. All right, so we also have a bit of you see on the 24-hour, we have an inverted head and shoulders right here, right? So if we close up above, up here, up above 145, I think we could easily see that we are going to test up here in that 150 area. Now, how long could that take? Well, you know, maybe 3-4 days. Maybe we're going to see 150 the next 4 days if we break out and we hold up above a 145 area. It looks like, to me, I always see this and then I get a little smiley face because it always looks like 2 eyes, a nose, and then a smile, and off we go, right? That would be my target, is roughly 150, 151 if we close up above 150. Right now, the moving averages are together. They're converging. Are we going to see that we end up closing long and strong? You know, with the debt band-aid that was put on, hey Troy, the debt band-aid that was put on last week, we might see that we have a Santa Claus rally going into the end of the year and then selling off in the beginning of December, because the Fed, the Senate, what they do does control where the market goes. Does it make rational sense? No, it does not. But if we start to see that we take out and we close above all these highs over here, let's see, the high of this day was 144.45, 144.38, 144.35, 144.22. If we see Apple closing up above 145, I think we're going to see the Qs and the SPY also pulled up in that direction as well. So keep that in mind of a very important level, 145, because we can see there is that, hey, good morning, that's it. I'm hot, EP, hello, how are you? All right, let's get rid of these right here. So I just wanted to show you that on Apple because I did spot it on the 45-minute chart. You might even be able to see it a little bit better on a 45-minute chart. If I back it out, you can see it more clearly that, yeah, there's really the inverted head and shoulders right here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw on an anchored VWAP and see if we are, which I imagine that we are. Let's go from over here. Are we above? Yep. So 141.85. Interesting that we came down and touched that today. So right now we are above all the volume from this big drop down. Let's put it up here and see. 147. We're still above that. Still above that. Let's see, last time we were at 150, pretty much, not even over here, but we're up above it. Last time we were back at 150 over here. Okay, so we're just testing the upper bounds right now of 144.05. let's see, all the way up here, that big last test we had. So really we do need to break up above 145 for this to really move to the upside, in my opinion. And then it will likely bring up the market as a whole. Let's look at the Qs. Let's look at a 24-hour chart. So Apple's going to pull it up for sure. Also had some fibs on here earlier today. Hold on. Let's zoom in. Why is it not zooming the way I want it to? Very weird. Something's going on. There we go. I think I just learned something new. So Qs, we are testing right here, another trend line. We tested it twice last week, rejected it, but now again we're up above those moving averages. So if we see that movement to the upside, we were a bit oversold. We did see that we were in a downward motion. Does this market make sense? No, it does not. So keep that in mind. If we close up above for the Qs, up above over here, 365.60, 365.70, above 365.75, definitely looking for the Qs to continue and potentially head up to new highs. Hey Julio, how are you doing? Good to see you. Also have IWM moving to the upside today. We are definitely still in this trading zone. It's just going nowhere quickly, right? Just hanging out. But we do seem to be getting a bit more into a tighter wedge here. Let's draw a little bit of trend lines. So if we do this and we do this, you can see that we are coming to an apex right here. We should have movement and decision, hopefully, on the Russell by the 21st. We are still in this range-bound trading zone that we've been in since February. So it does look like we should have a decision as to a direction, potentially by the 21st of October, based on this wedge that is forming, and more like a triangle. And we could see, you know, maybe if we break out from here, this is down at 211 to 229, 18 points. So if we break out from here, we might be going up to 240. If we break out from here, maybe we're going down to 202. I would use those targets once we make our decision, or once the market correction makes a decision from there. Hi, I wouldn't go long unless the SPY is above the 50 MA. You know what, Julia, it depends, because seeing some dark pool activity, right? So we are, let's also check on the weekly chart and see how we are doing. 440.17, that would really be an area. If we could break above that, then I would look at that. Hey, we're back in that upward motion again. We've found support here 1, 2, 3 weeks. Right now the week is young. We're in day 1 of the week. Are we going to come back down and test again down here at 432? I would really see on the weekly, are we going below 432 or are we going up above 440? Otherwise, we're kind of just in a trading zone and those 8 points. Hello, David. And hello, Michael. All right, let's check out GoTo. Since you're bringing it, let's look at it. I've also got to run because I'm hungry. Yep, GoTo, let's check out the number of shares. How many do they have in the float? 144. So it's up. I would look for this to break up above 450, right? It does have a little bit of a rounded bottom right here. But when I looked at it before, 450 was an area that I was looking at to see, hey, it needs to break up above there. Otherwise, we're just trading in this range. And this could definitely have a squeeze going into it. It's about 70% on the RSI. So it might come back down where we are now. It could come back down 50 cents and then regain the strength moving back up. Your thoughts on Bitcoin price target at the end of the year? My thoughts on Bitcoin end of the year is going to be 0. Iqbal. I don't think that it's going to continue and survive the end of the year personally. But that's my personal thoughts. So take it as you will. All right, let's look at Apple. I did show you guys Apple already. So here's my list for today. If you guys want to check it out, go to cjanetrade.com and use welcome to save 10%. All right, let's look at BABA today. So I had BABA up above 171, potential bullish move down below 168, a potential bearish move, and we did have a nice downward trade today. Let's pull it up here so we can see. went down to 165, so nice 3 points almost all the way down from 168 today. Let's pull it over here so we can look at it on a smaller time frame as well. All right, so BABA had a nice downward trade. Looks like maybe it's going to continue. I would watch for that 165 test and then down to 160.40 over here. All right, next up, APA. 2460 as a support to watch, and 2525 looks like we are range bound right now, maybe heading up to 2660. Not sure where that came from, but keep that on watch right there. BTBT with Bitcoin mining. This is a bit of a lower float, so it did have a short squeeze right at open, came back, found a bit of support over here at 1237, and resistance roughly at that 1280 mark. You can see all the selling wicks and some buying wicks, so it needs to really figure out its direction, but definitely had a nice overnight swing in relation to Bitcoin moving up. We are at 57,000 now for Bitcoin. We will see what happens with Bitcoin later on this week. Do love it for the crypto market overall. My number one is going to be XRP. I think we will see that on the number one leaderboard for the crypto market come the end of the year. That is my opinion again, so take it as you will. All right, HSBC had a big gap up today. Was looking at this, hey, this has the potential to either drop back down or continue up higher. A bit of a move up to 29.40. A lot of the banks are going to be reporting over the next week, so keep that in mind. Banks will move the Russell as well. They are 20% of the Russell, so keep that in mind. For United Steel, let's look at Alcoa as well. I did do a shout out a couple days ago about Alcoa breaking out, and sure enough, now we are moving to the upside on Alcoa, but it was back over here, and we did have a nice surge up to 52 points, so happy to see that perform. Let's look at Facebook today as well. Facebook has had a lot of volatility with the whistleblower. So let's see, we did have a bigger move. It moved down very quickly, but I wonder, let's look at that on a 5-minute candle. Did it really? Yeah, it dropped all the way down and then it surged up, hit almost 330. So it did perform actually both directions today. So nice little trade if you were able to capture it on Facebook. Tesla as well, screaming up higher. Really need this to have a close above 800. Right now, that is a strong resistance. Look at how many times we have tested it. Once, twice, 3 times. We need to have this stay above 800, and then I would actually give it a target of 1200. But it needs to hold above. Keep in mind, we do have earnings coming up. Remember, semiconductor chips, battery issues. I know that they tout that they have amazing production numbers, but where is the forward guidance going to show them going with all these holdups of supply chain issues in the future? Shop as well today. Pretty much everything was moving up higher today, so everything that was down has pretty much been held support. We also saw that Southwest Airlines had big cancellations this weekend with their pilots. I believe they were calling off. They have an injunction in with their union right at the moment. So I know that that is affecting the flights, as well as ATC as well down in Jacksonville had some issues over the weekend. So is this going to be a continuation move down? You can see, ding, look at how they peg the moving averages. People say, why do you have all this on there? It looks like spaghetti. Because they work, right? That's why I have it on there. It went right to that moving average and it sold off. So those are great targets. Michael, Shiba, yeah, we'll look at it. I like the chart setup, but as far as holding it longer term, in my opinion, not a fan. I'll show you the 6 that I am really interested in. SE has been in a downward trend, so looking for that to break up above. This has been coiling, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it going to break down further down here? The downward wedges tend to break out to the upside about 85% of the time, so a very good pattern to watch. Thanks, Kevin. All right, and Costco. So Costco had big moves this morning as well. A lot of volume came into it, and look at this little print down here, 449.35. 59. This was pre-market, so I wonder if it's going to come all the way down here later. we shall see. But for now, it's just hanging out, going sideways. Not really a trade, probably more of a positioning day. Remember that we also have the U.S. banks are closed today, as well as Canadian banks. U.S. is Columbus Day, Canadian, it is Thanksgiving. We do have FOMC member Evans speaking tonight. I'm not sure why. He's due to deliver opening remarks at the 2021 Lawrence Klein Award ceremony via satellite. But other than that, very quiet day. So the big guys seem like they might be positioning today, getting ready for a bigger move. Maybe they're bouncing it up higher to sell it off, or the other way around. Let's look at crypto really quickly. So the ones that I am really a fan of are these right here, these 6. So let's flip it around. IOTA is performing pretty nicely today, up 6%, almost 5.5%. And looking at it, I would like to see it break out up above 180. We still have a ways to go, but it is in an upward trend pretty much at the moment. Let's do this. Oh, put this over here to here. Save that. So we're in this wedge, keeping that on watch. XLM breaking up above 35. Stellar Network is amazing. They're part of that ISO 2022. We've come and tested this fib level. Next, my target ultimately would be up here at 64 cents for the upward motion, as long as it holds 19. DOGE as well as another one to be used on the payment network of Flare. So keep that one on watch. XRP went and we tested the downward trend today. Yeah, DOGE, not Dodge. We tested this and I put on the anchored volume from the most recent high. We are up above it. So as long as this is holding roughly 107, I'm going to like XRP to the upside. Let's just make that a full screen over there. XDC as well, another one to be used in the financial networks for payment systems, potentially the settlement of, with SEC, with the settlement being on blockchain instead of cash settlement the way that it is now, updating the SEC system to include blockchain technology to help with settlement systems. So you can see this has definitely been trending higher, and as long as this really holds that 10 cents area, which it has been doing for quite some time, right? We had a launch off back here, back in February, shot up, came back to it, held as support, came up, almost tested it here, but as long as it's really holding that area, I would like this. I would use that as risk. So maybe that's about 10%, right? From where we are, that I like this to the upside. Personally in this since 4.5 cents. ADA, another great one to watch. And you can see that it's really been respecting a lot of times this moving average. So that's why I have it on there. Okay, let's look at Shiba Inu. We already checked out GoTo. So let's look at Shiba right here. So this was broke out back here, so I like it. Definitely would look for a watch for a break and a close above here. It does look like it has pulled back to the averages, and looks like last night would have been a good time to get in, and now riding it up over there. For this. Oh, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I forgot. If you like the live stream, please hit that like button, share, as it is free content to help other fellow traders. All right, and let's look at PTGX for ASIF over here. Autocorrect. Got it, David. Ah, nice. Let me guess, ASIF. This is low float, right? You like the low floats. Up 41 million in it, and it looks like it's filling that gap. It looks like it had a gap up and then found support at $32. A bit of a pennant forming. Right here, so watch for break, maybe about 36.50. If it can break out from there, my target would be $3.43 above that. So if we go here, we'll say here, 343. I would say $40 would be my target on that ASIF. Looking at the mathematical aspect of it. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. Definitely a lot of things going on in the world. It's great to see that, you know, the unions are standing up for people's rights in the states. So I would look at the downside then, ASIF, $3.43 to the downside, just subtract it away. Have an amazing day. Off to go enjoy some family time, and hopefully see you all tomorrow, barring any issues with the kiddos. Carpe profits, seize those profits one trade at a time. Have an amazing day.